Finally, State of Play's about to start. I've been staying up all night for this. I'm not too hyped for it, but come on, it's Sony. They never let me down before. I mean, there's not too many big games coming out, but they're skipping E3 for this. And this is their first time, but this just has to be good. Oh, here it is.
Marvel's Iron Man VR. PlayStation VR this spring. PlayStation VR Heavyweight Blood and Truth so confirm the game will feature a PlayStation VR mode. In fact, PlayStation VR players have a lot to get excited about this year. This summer, Hello Games plans to release No Man's Sky Beyond, a major update that adds, you guessed it, PlayStation VR support.
What is it? Hey YouTube, my name is Thorrow, and man, I didn't think I can be disappointed with something I wasn't excited for, but man, Sony really messed this up. I mean, they're skipping E3, and you would think they'd have some sort of announcement to make to compensate and to justify missing one of the biggest gaming conferences in the world, but they come with this, a really bad copy of Nintendo Direct, and it just shows that they have no idea what to do during this event. They were really out of touch of what fans really wanted to see. We wanted to see very big AAA games to be announced, heck, maybe even hints of the PlayStation 5. But instead, it was just PlayStation VR. And there's nothing wrong with the PlayStation VR, it's just that it's a terrible console. And if you really want to play VR, you would have an Oculus Rift or an HTC Vive. I mean, if Sony showed this much love to the Vita, it might still be alive. And that just gets me mad in and of itself. Now, I do love Sony, as Sony was one of the first consoles I ever owned in the form of the PlayStation 1. And if there's any company that can challenge Nintendo in terms of Nintendo Direct, it'll definitely be Sony, as they have a big cast of characters and different games and different titles to be able to challenge Nintendo. And don't even get me started on that beginning part. When I saw all them Iron Man pieces fly out of that suitcase and land onto Tony Stark when he fell out of that airplane, I was super excited, thinking that we're gonna get a AAA Iron Man game, but guess what we got instead? Nope, another VR game. And there's nothing wrong with VR, like I said, but man, wouldn't an Iron Man game be fantastic? Maybe in the form of like Metroid Prime, kinda, maybe Anthem if it had a good story and gameplay. It would be fantastic. But no, instead we get a stupid shooter looking game. I don't know, looks generic and cheap. And if you think I'm complaining here, well, go watch the live stream for yourself. It is really, really subpar in quality, and you could tell Sony really rushed this thing out, and there was barely any good games at all. A lot of them were just games we already knew about, like Mortal Kombat 11, or just a lot of very bad VR games. The backlash got so bad that they even had to take down the original video to reset the like to dislike ratio, which was over 8,000 dislikes. I know Sony can do way better than this. I hope they take all this negative criticism and use it to make the next one even better. I'm not rooting against them, as competition is always great, and a Nintendo Direct competition would be fantastic. But this is just a flop. Plain and simple, this was just a very bad first impression. But I'm pretty sure Sony can get back on their feet and show us something worth wanting to watch. Well, that's it. That's my opinion. What did you think of the live stream? Any games you're actually looking forward to? Do you have a PSVR and hate me for saying the things I did? Well, let me know in the comments, and thank you guys for watching. Thorrow out.